Okay, first we want to go over shooting mechanics and make sure that everything we're doing starts from the shooting feet and we'll work our way up. So the first thing we always want to establish shooting feet is we want to split the rim with our shooting foot. That's our most important part of our shot, is our shooting foot. For Jack, he's a right-handed shooter, his right foot. So his shooting foot established. Now get your guide foot, Jack. Very good. His shooting feet are about shoulder width apart for good balance, okay? And the right foot lines up with the middle of the rim because that's where most of the space for the ball to go through the hoop. Okay, so we want that line to match up with the middle of the rim. Very good. Once we have our shooting feet, we want to establish what's called the line of power. The line of power is really what makes the shot go. It gives us the strength and alignment we need for a consistent shot. Okay, so if we took an imaginary line from Jack's shooting toe to his knee, to his hip, to his elbow, shoulder, and wrist, this should be one nice straight line of power. Okay, he can balance with one hand, and if you turn this way, Jack, he's got a shooting C. Okay, a shooting C. That's really important. All right, so now if he's got everything lined up, he should be able to shoot a one-handed shot with ease. Very simple. Go ahead. Good. Okay. That didn't take much effort at all. All right. Now let's just pretend Jack has a power leakage. Okay. He has a break in his line of power with a chicken wing. So Jack, go ahead and bounce it down. Okay. Now right here, if he tries to shoot this shot right now with this alignment, he's probably going to have a more difficult time. Try it out. Okay. Good. All right. So that's how important that is. So if he's shooting a proper line of power, Jack should be able to move back, do the same drill from the free throw line, Jack. Good. And same thing here. If he uses this line of power, he should be able to shoot with one hand relatively easily. Once we're able to shoot with one hand, we want to add the guide hand. And this is really important, where we place our hands on the ball. So to find out where we want our shooting hand on the ball, Jack, let's put the ball down with the nozzle pointing at us. What we want to do is make peace with the nozzle. Okay, yo. Go ahead and drop that hand. So once we make peace with the nozzle, we want to have a nice relaxed J here. Okay, so the hand, exactly, show an L once. We don't want an L. That's really tense, and that creates a wedge. Okay, so a wedge would be like this. We want the thumb pointing back towards us. Okay, now once we have our shooting hand placed on the ball, in the line of power, notice how the ball is right in front of the shooting foot. Move it to the middle once. This is not what we don't want this. This is not in the line of power. So bring it back. Now let's get the guide hand, scrape the floor, and come on up. Pause, right there, good. These are great shooting hands. Notice the ball on the side, his fingertips are pointing towards the ceiling, okay? Grab it over this side once. This is blocking your own shot. You do not want your guide hand over the top of the ball, you want it on the side. Okay, very good. Find the nozzle, make peace. He's gonna do all one motion, boom, great. Once we have our shooting hands established, we want to create our shooting pocket. This essentially is where every single shot is going to originate, okay? So wherever Jack happens to catch the ball out here, Jack, okay? Bring it out here, bring it right to your shooting pocket, boom, okay? We want to catch in shooting hands, boom, bring them right to here. It's like it's the gas station. It's got to fuel up, it's got to come here first before we release. So once we get the shooting pocket, we should always catch in Q, okay? This is quadruple threat. When I catch like this, ready to explode, I can shoot, pass, dribble, or fake. I can shot fake or pass fake from this. So we catch in Q, as in quadruple threat, okay? So this is how you want to catch the ball every single time in a game. Always catch. So now let's do, Jack, just a down up from the shooting pocket. Form shooting, go ahead. Nice, okay. With regard to a follow through, okay, we talk about the line of power, shooting in the line of power. We also want to follow through in the line of power. So Jack, after you shoot, let's lock all 4 joints and hold your follow through once. Go ahead, down, up. Very good, freeze, excellent. If we look here, Jack's both elbows are locked, okay? Both elbows are locked for good balanced shoulders. If this one swings back, okay, swings down, this could over rotate. We don't want that, okay? Come back to where you were, back up, good. We call this the 4 joints. Our knees and elbows bend together and then they lock together, okay? And if the follow through is proper, this is in the line of power. It's not like this is drifting. Okay, we don't want to follow through like this. We don't want to follow through over rotating, all right? We follow, yes, we'll talk about that thumb in a second, okay? But Jack's head is like the football going through the football field goal post, rather. Okay, so we call that finish in the field goal post, all right? This looks really good. Now, one thing with our shooting hands we want to make sure is we want to keep this thumb, this guide thumb, out of the equation as much as possible. Because like a machine, you want your basketball shot to have the least amount of moving parts. Because the least amount of moving parts means less can be broken. Okay, so this thumb really is another moving part that we want to get rid of. So if we do slow motion, Jack, from your shooting pocket, okay, go ahead and slow motion. As the ball is being released, watch Jack's thumb, yes, right there. The thumb, if Jack's wrist is facing the basket, so that's wrong. You do not want your thumb facing the basket. That means you're shooting with 2 hands. And this is another piece that gets caught up and can cause mistakes in your shot. So we want clean shooting hands. Nice. Now let's turn this way. Briefly want to talk about launch angle. Okay, so if Jack has the ball, let's do trophy shooting. So one hand. Right here, good. Right now, Jack's elbow is shooting towards the wall. He's in a shooting C. Now, when he goes to follow through, go ahead and shoot. Go ahead and lock through, stay. We notice his elbow is above his eye. That is a very nice launch angle. This is about a 45 to 50 degree angle. We can see that his chin is covered. If we can see his chin, this means it's flat. It's a low angle. If we can't see his eyes, that means his launch angle is too high and the shot's going to fall short a lot, okay? So this is the correct one. And if we look at this, I call this giraffe. A locked neck, and the giraffe's head is dipping down for some leaves, okay? Now, if we don't follow through like a giraffe, this is one that often happens as a cobra, okay, like a snake. We don't want that, and we definitely don't want to recoil and become what we call a T-Rex, the dinosaur. Okay, we don't want that. So we always want to finish here with the giraffe, okay? Very good, eyes above, or elbow above the eyes. This time, we're gonna spin it out like you're catching a pass, okay? And you hit the ground, balls into the shooting pocket, okay? Again, the quicker I get the ball to the shooting pocket, gas station, up, all right? So we're gonna spin it out. Both feet right now, we're gonna hop into onto the trampoline. And we're gonna talk about the difference between a hop and a 1-2 step. But for this drill, we're gonna hop into it, hit that trampoline, and immediately go up for your shot. And if you look from the side, what we wanna stay away from is slow knees, okay? We don't wanna hit the ground, go down really low, and go up. The deeper you bend your legs, the slower your shot. If I hit here, boom, quick knees. Okay, and that's where that trampoline really helps you get off the ground.
and you're hitting on the balls of your feet, you never want to, you want quiet feet. You don't want this. Okay, you're hitting your heels and you're not going to be quick. You want to hit on the balls of your feet. Quiet. Boom. See from the side, my heels really don't hit the ground. Okay, last thing before we go, I hit, boom. If you look at me from the side, my hips are low, my shoulders are high. My shoulders are not ahead of my knees. I should be right here, standing tall. We want the waist up to be very quiet, meaning not much movement at all. We want to go from point A to point B. Boom. Okay, so point A, B. We don't want we don't want A, B, C. That's the catapult action. Okay, very good. This again all relates to the set shot, and then we're going to take it from set shot to jumper. But these are all the mechanics that all shooters need to get their fundamentals. When we talk about generating power for our shot, we want to talk about spring-loaded power. In other words, it's like a spring that compresses, okay, and then explodes. All right? So load, explode. Those are the two motions that we're after. So when Jack needs to generate power for a shot, okay, he wants to get into his shooting feet like he's jumping on a trampoline. Okay, that trampoline is that spring. One common mistake the kids make is they pause their spring. Okay, so in other words, they get down here, they get stuck here for a second, and then go up. It can't pause. It's got to be down, up, just like you're on a trampoline. You can't stop yourself when you jump on a trampoline. And a great way to look at this is, let's look at a free throw. To get proper power out of your free throw, here's the incorrect way a lot of kids do it. A lot of kids will go ahead and get in their routine. They start spring-loaded. They start right in the middle of their spring, okay? Because now they got to generate all their power by just going up. Go ahead and shoot it. Okay? Now, that takes a little more energy and effort. Now let's start standing straight up, okay, down, up, okay? That down, up action, is where we generate quick power. I'm kind of liken it to a quarterback who they generate their spring going back and going forward. Imagine a quarterback starting here and just trying to generate that power from here. That's what free throw shooters are doing. They start mid-spring. So a key component to generating power is what's called the shooting pull. Okay, so when Jack, do a 1-2 step and then stop in your shooting feet. Okay, go ahead. Boom, boom, freeze. Excellent. Right now, if we imagine a shooting pull coming from the top of Jack's head, boom, through the middle of his body, boom, right between his feet. It's like a pole that he's stuck on that pole, and he can go only down, up, down, up. Okay, that will keep him balanced. You don't want to long jump with your shot. Okay, you don't want to jump backwards or side to side. So you want to explode up and land close to your shooting feet. Usually it's just a little bit forward because of momentum. Okay, so let's do a 1-2 step, Jack. Very good. So he took off from here, landed from here. That's so important when we're getting our balance. Ultimately, all of these mechanics need to end with rhythm. Rhythm is the absolute key to shooting, okay? And that is when your arms and legs work together. They work together to create one fluid motion, okay? With a set shot, what we're working on right now, a set shot, the legs, they load together, the legs and arms, all four joints load together, and they lock together. But rhythm is the key, because rhythm, you know, you could have an elbow out a little bit. Your mechanics, they don't have to be absolutely perfect. In fact, you don't want it robotic. You want it fluid and flowing, and rhythm is really what makes a shooter go, okay? It gets to the point where rhythm is muscle memory, and I'll tell you what, if you can get your brain out of the equation, that's what stops muscles from working, is your brain thinking.
Okay, you're starting to think, uh-oh, I need more legs, or I need my arms to follow through. You can't think. You just have to let it flow and let the rhythm go. The key to transforming from set shot to jump shot is the evolution of the set point, okay? Everybody has the same pocket, so go to your shooting pocket, Jack, okay? When we're younger, okay, our set point is usually low, here from the chest. When we're younger, we're here, okay? The ball goes from here to here, and we shoot from here, okay? As we get older, we want this to continually come up until finally this elbow is above parallel. Turn this way, buddy. Above parallel, so our elbow is actually shooting at the rim as opposed to shooting at the wall, okay? The ball is at his eyebrow. That is a beautiful set point. Get it up above a little bit higher. This is called head space. You do not want head space because that's already exploding his elbow, okay? We want that loaded a little bit more. So when he gets to this point in a shot, he can elevate, or he can release the shot from here. If we get it way up high, okay, there's less power here. Okay, that's called headspace. We do not want headspace.
More behind.
Okay, nor do we want a catapult where the ball is behind the eyebrow. This gets that little hitchy forward action like a catapult. Okay, we do not want that. So coming up like this, then come back here, and we get what's called a shooting window right here, where our eyes are below the basketball. Come down here. Usually, younger kids, the ball is below the eye from their set point. The biggest change from set shot to jumper is this right here, shooting window, okay? And this takes more strength, and it takes a lot of muscle memory and repetition to work on it. Another crucial, and this is really important when we go from the set shot to the jumper, is the path of the ball. The path of the ball is from shooting pocket to set point, okay, in the most efficient and quick manner possible. So what we want to do is go from here to your set point. Go ahead, Jack. Boom, boom. Okay, see how tight that was to his body. We want it to come straight up his body as opposed to, let's go start here, Jack, and kind of bring it out of front of you. Yes. So here, go ahead. If he brings it out, I can slap that ball, okay? So that's a loose path. It's loose away from the body. In a tight path, go ahead, okay? He goes right up tight to his body. So the path is the distance the ball is from your body, and you want it tight, okay? And when you're going from a set shot to a jumper, this is crucial, and we'll talk about that more in a few minutes. That Jack's doing extremely well is he's shooting at the apex of his jump. In other words, he's shooting just before the peak of the jump on his way up still. We don't want to shoot on the way down. That's a common mistake with the jump shot. And that's when you get out of rhythm. That's when you explode your legs and you wait too long for your arms. Let's demonstrate, Jack, shooting on the way down. Good. It was short, and that's going to happen constantly. Constantly going to be short if we're shooting on the way down, okay?
I can only make the shots that I take, okay? You can only make shots that you take. If you're in a game, the only way you can score is if you do what? Raise your hand. Shoot. If you cannot shoot quick enough, you're not going to get many shots in a game. Therefore, you're not going to score very often, right? I could be the greatest shooter in the world, in the driveway, okay? I'm all making all my shots, right? But if I get in a game and I try to take a shot like this, okay, what could happen? Raise your hand. What could happen? Liz? It could get blocked, or he might not even get a shot attempt. Okay, that's why we have to focus on a quick release. And that is why we do trampoline shooting, okay? A trampoline gives you quick power, off of 2 feet, 2 feet power. So if I were to use this trampoline right here, okay, what would happen if I hit the trampoline with 2 feet? What happens to me? Raise your hand. Shane. You bounce high, okay? And I typically bounce straight up. Boom, okay? Maybe a little bit forward, okay? But you want to come down, boom. The same place you take off from when we shoot. That's balance. There's 2 ways to look at it. You could do 1-2 step, and that's actually what I learned growing up. I learned 1-2 step, okay? But as I started to teach more, I focused on trampoline. It's quicker. It's quicker. So we're going to quickly go through the benefits of trampoline shooting. All right. First of all, when I line up my feet, I want to get my shooting foot centered with the rim. So I want to split the rim. Why is it a good idea to get my shooting foot? So all of you are righties except for Carson, correct? Okay. He shoots with the wrong hand. No, the left hand. Okay, so most of us have the right foot. That's our shooting foot. We split the middle of the rim. Okay, why do we want to line up with the middle of the rim? What's beneficial about the middle of the rim? Liz? You have the most space for the ball to go through there. Okay, so I want to line up with the middle. Then, to get my guide foot, I tuck my left toe in the arch of my right foot, and I step sideways until I am shoulder width apart. And right there, gang, is my shooting feet. Okay, so you have to, from now moving forward in your basketball life, catch the ball in shooting feet, no matter where you are on the court. So, Kate, give me a pass. There you go. Boom, shooting feet. Okay, I get the ball out here. Shooting feet. I do not want to catch with my feet off-centered, okay, 10 toes towards the basket, because I've got to be shot ready. Shot ready means I'm here, okay? I'm ready to shoot. And that's what I want you all to think about, is that you catch the ball ready to shoot. That's what you're thinking. Every time you catch the ball, I'm thinking shot. Okay, because what will my body be ready to do? If I'm thinking shot every time I catch, what will my body be ready to do? Raise your hand. Every time. Shoot it. Okay, if I'm not thinking shot, I'm going to catch the ball standing straight up and do one of these. Okay, so benefits of the trampoline. Okay, when I hit, I'm just going to move this back. When I hit 2 feet at the same time, which one's my pivot foot? Raise your hand. Elizabeth? Either one. Very good. I can pivot this way. I can pivot this way. I can burst this way, or I can burst that way. All right? But if I do a 1-2 step, boom, boom, which one's my pivot foot? Raise your hand. Oh. The one that hits the ground first, in this case, would be my left foot. Boom. Now I've got one pivot. All right? That's really important. Second, that power we saw when we hit the trampoline, 2 feet, boom. You get quick power, quick release. That's really important. As opposed to 1-2 up, I'm just doing 1 and up. Because if you can think of it this way, friction, every time either your foot touches the ground, or the ball touches the ground, that is friction. What happens with friction? What does it do? Quicken someone or slow someone down? Okay? It slows you down. So the less friction, whether it be with a dribble or a step, is quicker. So if I do 1-2, that's 2 sets of friction, 2 points of friction. But if I just do 1, boom, that's 1 set of friction. Okay? You're quicker. Does that make sense? Awesome. The last one is rhythm. Rhythm is really important to shooting. Maybe the most important thing other than your shooting feet, okay? Rhythm. Rhythm is when your legs and arms work together, peacefully. They work together. I think the trampoline allows you to get good rhythm, your arms and legs working together. Attaboy. Okay? So, when I was a sophomore in high school, I was changing my shot into a jump shot. That's where you leave the ground and then shoot. And I thought I was pretty cool, but here's what my shot looked like. Ready? Here it goes. Okay. Pretty cool, huh? I thought it was pretty awesome because I would jump and then shoot. But what isn't working together in that situation? Liz, what's happening? Very good. My arms and legs don't have rhythm. My legs explode first, and then my arms. Okay? So there it goes again. Okay? And that was my result most of the time when I was a sophomore. But I learned that the legs and the arms have to work together to get rhythm. And I believe hitting a trampoline, boom, gives you great rhythm. It allows your legs and arms to work together quickly.